This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, but the real star of today's show is the T500 load cell mod by Ricmotech. And I'd show it to you, but I've already installed it into the pedal set here. Now, the T500 is one of the best wheels on the market that you can use, but its Achilles heel has always been the pedal set, especially the brake pedal. The Ricmotech brake mod is an upgrade for the brake pedal of your existing T500 pedals. When installed, your pedals will still be 100% compatible with the wheel in all of the games you play. It will, however, change your brake pedal from potentiometer, which measures distance, and into a load cell that measures pressure or load. So in other words, your original pedal measured how far you press the pedal, and now it'll measure how hard you press instead, which in theory is a lot more like a real car's brake pedal. In addition to the type of measuring is the difference in the feeling of the pedal. A stock pedal is a spring that just has a set amount of resistance to your foot. It also has a set amount of return, and the feeling of pressing and releasing the pedal is very bouncy. The Ricmotech load cell variation gives the pedal a much more solid feel, 70 pounds worth in fact, and the farther or harder you press, the more it fights back against you. It also has a dual rate feeling, with the first half of the pedal travel being fairly light and then becoming much heavier about mid-stroke to full pressure. The Ricmotech load cell mod goes for $190 normally, but right now they're on sale for $160, which is about 95 British pounds, 116 euro, or 170 Australian. And then there's going to be shipping and importing expenses to those other countries. Included in the kit is a 70-pound load cell with a pass-through wiring system, an aluminum bar with the Ricmotech logo, a small spring, a rubber piece, 2 screws, some zip ties, a double stick anchor, and the ever-important instructions. Installation is fairly easy, and I would rank it as a low to medium in difficulty project. First, we attach the load cell to the aluminum arm with 2 screws. Then we remove the silver and black covers from the pedal base. You don't need to remove the pedal faces in this project. The bracket holding down the brake pedal is then removed, allowing the pedal to swing forward. The stock spring, the pedal stop, and other unneeded pieces are removed from inside. The aluminum bar with the load cell is slid into place with the logo facing up and the load cell downward. There are 2 holes that will help align the bar into place. At this point, it's a good idea to check the alignment on the bottom of the pedals. The metal nipple of the load cell must be in contact with the base metal of the pedal. If it's sticking out of the hole, it will not work. We then place the spring with the rubber insert onto the bar in the groove for it. We replace the pedal hold-down bracket and double check that all of our wires are nicely routed and won't get pinched by the cover. In my case, the glue of the wire had come undone, and I had to take a little extra care closing the cases to not pinch the wires. We then plug the T500 pedals into the pass-through wire and do a little bit of cable management, plug it into the wheel, and fire up our machine. At this point, there's nothing left to do except recalibrate your brake in your favorite game and head out onto the track. So now let's move on to the good, the not so good, and the bottom line, starting off with the good, and that is that it removes that springy effect that used to be this brake pedal. It measures load instead of distance like a real brake. It's much heavier than the stock brake pedal. It has a heavy-duty load cell rated at 70 pounds. That's 31 kilograms, but it can actually take up to 2.5 times its strength, so up to 175 pounds. Its non-intrusive design can be removed later. Easy to install. It resulted in better lap times for me. Compatible with the stock wheel and all games including PS3. A good range of motion, but about half as much as the stock pedal. And lastly, it fits entirely within the stock pedal case. Now on to the not so good. The pedal is lacking a certain amount of pressure on first touch and has a little bit of a flat feeling to it. It's a little slow on the return stroke, a little pricey. The sale price version at $160 is better, but it's still a big investment for a modification. It will void the warranty of the stock pedals. The load cell can actually be damaged if pressed with more than 175 pounds of force. And lastly, it adds a little bit of unnecessary dead zone. Now on to the bottom line. This is a great pedal mod if you're still using the stock brake pedal with your T500 pedal set. Ultimately, this pedal resulted in 2 to 3 tenths of a second per lap when comparing it to the stock spring and potentiometer pedal. I also found that the additional pressure helps prevent wheel lockup, especially in emergency moments. I also found it very easy to modulate the brake under threshold braking very well, my only complaint being the slow return of the pedal sometimes being too slow for my foot. I've also pressed on this brake many times now and heard no strange noises or felt any wiggle or unnatural feeling that makes me think it will give out under normal usage. Now at this point in time, it's actually very hard to compare this brake pedal to many other things made for the T500. I mean, it's definitely better than the stock brake mod supplied by Thrustmaster. It's definitely a step up from the skateboard bushing type resistance that you can use with the same pedal. And it's really not the same bang for the buck as replacing it with a complete set of club sport pedals. However, you do maintain the plug and play ability of using this with your T500 wheel, and that means PS3 compatibility as well. Ultimately, this is the best pedal upgrade available for the T500 today. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Please comment with any comments, questions, concerns, corrections, any of the above. I'll be watching and I'll get back to you, or maybe even do a follow-up video. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.